Imagine sitting down to do homework. A child with ADHD might start one assignment with good intentions, but then something else grabs their attention. Suddenly they are on a different page, then doodling, then checking their backpack, and the first assignment is forgotten. Parents often feel it is laziness, but it is really a challenge with working memory and attention. Children with ADHD need structure, timers, and small step-by-step goals to stay on track. When homework is broken down into bite-sized pieces, the overwhelm decreases and progress finally feels possible. To understand this better, we need to look at how ADHD brains process tasks differently. For most children, starting homework is simply about shifting from one activity to another. But for a child with ADHD, the transition itself can feel like climbing a mountain. Their brain is wired to seek stimulation and avoid boredom. Homework rarely feels stimulating, so their mind searches for alternatives. That is why small distractions like a noise outside or a toy on the desk can derail them completely. Working memory also plays a role. Working memory is the mental sticky note that helps us keep track of what we are doing in the moment. For children with ADHD, this sticky note is much weaker. They might remember the first instruction, but lose track of the second or third. As a result, multi-step tasks feel impossible to complete. Instead of getting frustrated, adults can use tools to scaffold the process. One powerful method is breaking homework into microtasks. Instead of saying, "Do your math homework," the instruction becomes, "Do the first 5 problems." Once those are complete, the child takes a short break, then returns for the next set. This keeps the brain engaged without overwhelming it. Timers are another key tool. A simple timer set for 10 or 15 minutes turns homework into a race against the clock rather than an endless chore. Many children respond well to this because it gamifies the process. Instead of staring at the page feeling lost, they focus on beating the timer. Visual schedules can also make a huge difference. When a child sees a chart that shows homework broken into steps, they gain clarity. They can cross off each step as it is completed, which provides a sense of accomplishment. Over time, this builds confidence and reduces the stress they associate with homework. Parents can support by creating an environment free of unnecessary distractions. That means a quiet workspace with minimal clutter. It helps to remove phones or tablets unless they are needed for assignments. Some children even benefit from noise-canceling headphones or gentle background music to keep them calm and focused. Emotional support is equally important. Many children with ADHD experience repeated failure around schoolwork. They are told they are lazy, messy, or careless. These labels damage self-esteem and increase resistance to homework. Instead, parents and teachers should emphasize effort rather than outcome. Praise small victories. Celebrate when the child completes even part of an assignment on their own. This positive reinforcement encourages them to keep trying. Another important strategy is collaboration. Sit with the child for the first few minutes of homework. Model how to start and then gradually step back as they gain momentum. This reduces the anxiety of starting and provides a sense of connection. Over time, the child internalizes the routine and becomes more independent. Physical movement can also be integrated into homework routines. Short breaks to stretch, jump, or walk can reset attention and help the child return with renewed focus. Research shows that children with ADHD often perform better when their learning incorporates movement. Something as simple as standing while writing or using a stress ball can channel restless energy in a productive way. Technology can be both a distraction and a tool. Apps that break tasks into steps, timers that keep track of work and break intervals, or software that blocks distracting websites can all support children in staying focused. Parents should explore which digital tools align with their child's unique needs. Remember that ADHD is not a one-size-fits-all condition. What works for one child may not work for another. Some thrive with strict structure, while others need flexibility. The key is experimentation and patience. It often takes trial and error to find the right combination of strategies. Schools can also play a critical role. Teachers who understand ADHD can adjust homework expectations, provide additional time for assignments, or offer alternative ways to demonstrate learning such as oral reports or creative projects. Open communication between parents and teachers ensures consistency across home and school. Beyond practical strategies, it is vital to acknowledge the emotional world of a child with ADHD. Homework can trigger frustration, shame, and even conflict within families. A nightly battle over assignments erodes the parent-child relationship. To avoid this shift the perspective from control to support. Instead of demanding homework be finished, focus on building skills that will eventually allow the child to manage it independently. This reframing transforms homework from a battlefield into a training ground for life skills like time management, persistence, and problem solving. Parents also need to manage their own expectations. Progress will be gradual. Some nights will be easier than others. The goal is not perfection, but consistency. Even partial completion of homework represents growth when compared to complete avoidance. By focusing on long-term development rather than short-term success, families can reduce stress and support resilience. One useful analogy is to think of homework for a child with ADHD like running a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. Each step takes more effort than it does for peers without ADHD. If the adult only focuses on why the child is slower, they miss the reality of the extra weight they carry. But if the adult helps remove some of those rocks by breaking tasks into steps, providing tools, and offering encouragement, the child can keep moving forward. Over time, the backpack feels lighter and the child builds endurance. Support strategies also prepare children for adulthood. Adults with ADHD face similar challenges with work responsibilities, bills, and daily tasks. Learning to use lists, reminders time. Blocking and structured routine early on equips them for future independence. That is why helping children develop these skills during homework is not just about school, it is about life. For example, a child who learns to set a timer for math problems may later use that skill to manage a project deadline at work. A teenager who practices breaking assignments into steps may later approach college essays or job applications with less overwhelm. The investment made now pays dividends for years to come. We should also recognize that creativity is often a strength in ADHD. While homework may feel restrictive, these children can excel when assignments allow for imaginative expression. Projects that involve art storytelling or hands-on experiments can ignite their interest and sustain focus far longer than repetitive worksheets. Encouraging creativity within the homework routine keeps them engaged and nurtures their strengths. Parents should advocate for balanced workloads. Too much homework can backfire, creating frustration without meaningful learning. Collaborating with teachers to ensure assignments are reasonable can prevent burnout. Sometimes less is more, especially when quality of effort matters more than quantity of pages completed. Emotional regulation strategies are another piece of the puzzle. When frustration arises, children can learn calming techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness. Parents can model these practices during homework time. Over time, children associate homework with a calmer mindset rather than constant stress. It is also important to build routines outside of homework. Consistent sleep, exercise, and nutrition directly impact attention and mood. Children who are well rested and active are better equipped to handle academic tasks. Families can support ADHD children holistically by ensuring their overall well-being is prioritized. The journey of supporting a child with ADHD and homework is challenging but deeply rewarding. With patience, consistency, and empathy, these children can thrive. They may never approach homework in the same way as their peers, but that is not the goal. The goal is to equip them with strategies that honor their unique brain while reducing unnecessary struggle. When children with ADHD feel supported rather than judged, they develop confidence, resilience, and a love of learning. Homework becomes less about finishing a worksheet and more about building lifelong skills. Parents who embrace this shift will see their children flourish not only in school, but in every aspect of life. Supporting ADHD children in homework is not just about academics. It is about shaping a future where they believe in themselves and their abilities. The message is clear with the right tool structure and understanding. Progress is always possible even when the path looks different from the norm.